Yeah, I wanted to share this new device with you. I've been using this for a little bit more than a month now, and I'm calling this a Circadian Smart Light. Circadian's that circle, of course, circle of life, light and dark, and all those type of things here too. But and this really builds upon a lot of the things I said in my sleep, light, and health video. And I put a lot of research in that one. I have a little bit of research in this one, but really I'm trying to keep this a little bit shorter than too. So, but instead of just saying, hey, this is what I did, I have to explain why I did it first, so it makes a little bit more sense to you here too. So, um, you know, for 400,000 whatever years, who knows, we've had lights from the sun, the moon, and then we had firelight here too. It's only been just a little bit more than 100 years ago that we've actually got some incandescent lights from electricity here too. But we're basically in sync with this system here. Light at the day, darkness at night, and then like I said, firelight here too. So, and what this does, of course, we have our endocrine system here too. Melatonin, serotonin, that those are the yin and yang balance we have here too. Um, the melatonin, of course, some people call that the vampire hormone, but basically that is basically when we're in a darkened area, our melatonin levels rise up. Basically, it kind of helps us put us to sleep. And the more we look today, the more we find on health problems. In fact, I did put one piece of research on here too from NIH here talks about diabetes and looking at melatonin's role here too. I've also seen it linked now with weight gain just by having too much light at night. Like I said, the more we see, the more we find about the role of melatonin in our life here too. So, but basically, it's the pineal gland in our brain. It's hardwired right into our ganglions of our eyes here too, the light sensitive, and it knows when the whole world's getting dark and time to go to sleep, and raises up our melatonin levels, and it works perfectly good. Unfortunately, because of the extra lights we have today, what we're seeing all around here today and everything at night here too, your phone, your tablet, whatever, we can actually have other sources of light that kind of really interfere with how we've been using the circadian rhythm and our balance of light and sleep for all these years here too. So, but the three main factors at night. Okay, lux. Lux is actually more, the lunar surface is actually that lux, but lumens or candle power, they're really the same measurement of a same thing, I should say, but it's like kilometers and miles. But they're both measuring this, they're quantifying exactly how much light we have. Also, the wavelength is something we need to be careful about here too. That's the color of light. Okay, the sun is very very bright, full spectrum, a lot of blue wavelengths in there too, and of course like a candle or something that's actually more red than too. But the wavelength is something you need to be cognizant of as well, and of course the duration. How long are you in this light at night then too? And like I said, the lights we've changed. We're a long way away from just our firelight at night and the moon and the sunlight here too. But it's only been like 1879 when we had the incandescent light being invented here too. So we had, what, close to 500,000 years basically of just nothing but just in sync with our lights around us. And all of a sudden within the last hundred some years we've changed. Okay. And so how we rate the color of light is by a Kelvin scale. Okay. In fact, look at the boxes you're buying on your lights. You'll see Kelvin rating or whatever. And like I said, Kelvin's great for the morning, but it's terrible at night or lights at night here too. So you want that 6500 Kelvin or brighter even for the morning light. And Kelvin is basically, if you get a stock phone, PC, monitor, whatever, that's 6500 Kelvin. That's pretty much a standard for a PC then too. But if you go all the way to the other direction, much for the warmer lights, like 1500 Kelvin, that's the color of a candle. Okay, so you really want that the proper light for the proper time of the day then too. So, and simple things can make a difference. Okay, you need the morning bright light. In fact, are you actually using bright lights for the seasonal affective disorder or S.A.D? That they want the really bright lights in the morning. It helps decrease your melatonin, helps you bring your serotonin back up here too. But you really need to have those only in the morning, and they should be winding down during the late afternoon and night here too. Okay, so when you see that warm white, well, that's just a different color Kelvin, 3000 and 4000. That's more of the warm, not the bright white. And then, of course, red, no, red light. Of course, yeah, you have to have some light at night, otherwise you're tripping over the cat or something. And so they found out that red light does not interfere with melatonin. So you can still see what you're doing, but you're not messing with your endocrine system here too. So I know the Navy's been using red lights for years at night, basically exposing the whole environment with red light. So when there's no time to, their eyes have to shift to a night mode. They're already there then too. So yeah, red light at night here too. In fact, I'm seeing a lot more red colored night lights, and I'm really thinking that's a great thing then too. So, but basically, there's other ways you can besides the lights. Okay, I use these blue blocking glasses to filter out the blue suppressing light. And also, you can set up your phone. If you look at your settings on your phone, tablet, computer, you can actually trigger it so basically the blue light filter is on. And that's what it's for, to save your sleep, basically. So be cognizant of your Kelvin lights that you use in any device you have then too, or in your house as well. So this is the light I made. I put this in the basement because we hang around our basement quite a lot. Um, and this is you flip the switch on in the morning, and this is 5,000 Kelvin. It's really very bright. There's two LED strips on there, and they're about 4,000 lux each. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, why don't you just use a Hue light bulb or some of these little light bulbs? But they're like 60 watts or so, and I need a lot of them to get this much light. So this little light I made here is equivalent of um, five fluorescent light bulbs. So it can be very bright if it wants to be here too. But this is the morning light, okay? And then here's the late afternoon. For me, at 5 o'clock, it switches to this 4,000 Kelvin. Okay, it's still plenty of light. It doesn't seem very bright here because when I was taking the picture, looking right out at the camera, doesn't like that, so it makes things dim then too. But it's still very, very bright in the afternoon. But it just changes the color. Okay, and then of course at night, this is what 7 o'clock on. Flip the switch on, or if I'm actually watching TV or whatever, a light will automatically switches, and here's this red light till morning. And more than just giving you the appropriate light too for that whatever time of day it is. This is also a nice reminder saying, it's 7 o'clock, time to start winding down. Okay, if you want life, sleep well. That's the whole thing. I've seen too many people so sleep deprived. In fact, next time you're on Google, I read this in the book, Huffington's book then too, but just type in, why am I so? And it will automatically fill in the word tired for you, because I think the sleep deprivation is a bane of our society. Well, anyway, this is my light. If anyone's really kind of curious about the code or anything else about how this thing works, um, you can let me know. But this is sort of how I did it. And if you want, like I said, the code, email me here too. I got these lights from Warehouse Lighting, and I really like these little strips. They just sort of magnetically snap right onto the metal frame I built. I welded up this little metal frame here, more for heat sinking, but also I can build everything nice and solid then too. And again, each one of these is equivalent to an LED bulb. Two of the bright lights from the morning, two are the a little bit less Kelvin in the afternoon, and then one strip at night then too is plenty of light. I did put a little red shield around there. This is designed for a fluorescent tube at night. I just cut it open and snapped it over the single light strip I got here too. Of course, to make this look good, I made a nice cherry frame, and I got some of this plastic diffuser, looks like little pebbles or something on here too, and cut that in place then too, and just sort of hot glued them on the sides and the bottoms and all that. So and how I attach this, I put these little magnets in here. These are little countersunk magnets, both in the sides and the bottom, and they just sort of snap when you get it close there. It just kind of snaps onto the metal frame and holds it in place then too. I did put a couple extra screws in the ends though, just in case someone starts dancing upstairs or something, and just to kind of hold it in place then too. But it's been doing really quite fine. And this is how I did it. I used a small little Arduino Nano clone. Okay, I made a little printed circuit board, put a real-time clock module on it, but this whole thing is just not powered until you flip the switch. Once you flip the switch here, it just powers up like a normal light. I have a little wall wart here plugged in this little short cord I made here too, and that powers up the Arduino. So when you do flip the switch on, there's about a second delay or so. maybe a little less. But what it does, the Arduino wakes up, checks its code, checks what time it is, and I use these solid state relays here. Each one controls the light of a single color. And so whatever time of day it is, it just turns on that appropriate light then too. So, but this is a close-up here, the real-time clock module and the Arduino. I got this thing a little bit closer to the side there, that way I can just slip the cover off and switch the battery if I ever need to switch the battery, which I'm sure I'll probably need to do in 10 years or so. Um, but also the problem for me, if I do switch the battery, it goes dead. What I did, I put in a little reed relay, and as well as a switch. There's a switch that's not pictured here too. That all I need to do is get a magnet close to the end without even taking the cover off, and it will just automatically say, oh, it's 11 o'clock, because it will pick up that button push, or the read relay button push then too. So that way I don't have to get my laptop out, plug it into it, and tell you what time it is. But it's really no big deal in that too. So I probably will have to do this every 5 to 10 years. Who knows then too. So, but it's been working for a month or so, and like I say, I really do like this then too. So anyway, it's just the correct light at the correct time of day. It's just, this is the best thing I've done for quite a long time then too. So, and like I said again, if you're curious about the code, email me, drop me a line or something. I have a GitHub account. I can just post it to it, but it's pretty much straightforward then too. So anyway, sleep well. Have a good life.